G'day guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to part 2 of the CY Models Edge 540 series. So this is your first time clicking on one of my videos. In this series of videos I am going about, I guess you could say, restoring a Edge 540 model airplane to flying condition. And the first video was a bit of a, guess you could call it an introduction to this series of videos. So what we're going to do is I'll quickly change camera modes and we'll have a look at what we're going to be doing. Alright guys, so here it is. So the Edge 540. So like I said in the first video, it was basically an introduction to the series and just going over the things of the model, what need to be done to it. So there are a few things that need to be done, and in this video what I would like to do is tackle the firewall, or the engine mount firewall, however you want to put it. Like as I mentioned in the previous video, this plane was given to me by a friend, and he bought it second hand off a guy who had built it and put all the engine electronics in and whatnot, but never flew it. So he had it like this and it just laying about, and he gave it to me. And now I've got it, so I'm going to go about getting it, making it flyable. So what I want to do is I'm going to have to get a rotary tool and very carefully cut out this firewall. Now I've measured it with some digital calipers. It is 6mm thick, so that's what we'll be going with. I have some plywood. It's 3mm plywood, but I will double it up, and we're going to have to be very careful because, as you can see here, while it doesn't just sit in here, and also I don't know if the camera can show it on camera, but it's not, when you got here, it's not level, sorry for butting the camera, it's not level with the main part of the fuselage here. It's kind of tilted to a side, and it's to give a couple of degrees of right thrust. The whole idea of that, it's basically to counteract torque from the propeller. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to put this on time lapse, and I will very carefully cut out the firewall here. So sit back, relax and enjoy, fellas. Alrighty guys, so I've made a bit of progress. I don't know if you could see too well from the time lapse. It got a little smoky. Probably should have been wearing a face mask. I know some people are probably tapping out right now about it, but anyways, so yeah, so what I've done is, as you can see, there are tabs on the sides here, where, and like underneath, where this mount slots in. So what my aim is to basically cut around where it slots, where the slots are. I just cut around it because it's glued all the way around. Once I've removed this, I'm going to carefully cut out, remove the excess ply here that was where it goes in. It's proving a bit difficult because if we have a look here, as you can see, there's a bit of reinforcement at the back of the firewall area that is glued and is holding this entire section in. So what I'm going to do off camera, guys, is I'm going to continue with this and off camera, and I'm going to try and get it out without causing any damage to the rest of the frame. So I'm going to pause the video here and I'll be back with hopefully a little bit more progress. Alrighty guys, so I have made some decent progress. So took a bit of fiddling. I found that once I had cut through the main part of the firewall area, it really just broke away. The wood, like the triangular wood or angled wood, I guess you'd call it, that was there to provide a bit of bracing. I noticed the cutting wheel had cut along it as well, so that weakened it as well. So with a carefully bit of wriggling, it broke out. So yeah, it came up pretty good. So then what I did with my rotary tool, put a sanding wheel on and just sanded away the excess wood and glue that was along here. I'm thinking, just for the sake of it, I mean, it might be overkill, it might not. I'm honestly thinking of maybe putting some reinforcement plywood on the sides. I've got, like I said, I've got some plywood that I'm going to use to make the new firewall. What I'm got to do next, though, as you can see here, like you look on this side here, the part of the frame here is all intact, but it's cut away here. Now this could have been from the engine that the fella had on it, and part of the muffler was touching this, I don't know. But what, like I said, you know, as you can see, this part here is quite flexible. I mean, you've got the other three sides here that go all the way down the fuselage. It should be quite strong. However, just for my own peace of mind, I might strengthen this up here just so there's something there to hold, for it to hold together. I'll have to assess it as I go along in this series. Next part I'm going to tackle now, I will do this off camera. Just, yeah, for the sake of filming, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a time lapse of it, but I will do it off camera. So I will, with my rotary tool, carefully cut out the excess here for what the tabs were. I'll cut them out. I will then measure the inner section here for like length and height, so that way I can make myself a template for what I need to do. I then have to work out, there's going to be a little bit of mathematics required, is what I'm trying to say. Got to calculate where I've got to make the new tabs to put in. I'm even thinking that maybe might even carefully pry, might even get some debonder or something, because this looks like it's all CA glued. I might get some debonder or something and just carefully pry this away so I can lift it up and slot the new firewall in. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pause here and I'll be back. Well, alrighty guys, so I reckon wouldn't say officially, but there's a few little things I need to do off camera, but I think I can honestly say that it is ready for the new firewall plate. So I've carefully milled out the where the excess wood, where the old firewall plate was. Oh, we got an inspection. Yes, it meets the criteria. Good. So got the holes drilled out. Now all I need to do is make the plate. So what I have here is essentially, it was 3mm ply. Now don't panic. What I've done is I have doubled it up, so I cut 2 squares roughly and glued them together, so it makes, do you mind? So it makes roughly 6mm thick, and that's what it was originally. So now what I have to do is I have to measure the inside here from width to height to get the right size. I also have to factor in 3mm for thickness here, so that for the tabs to poke through and hold in. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to do this off camera, and I'm going to measure it and cut it and make a stencil for this, and I'll be back. Well guys, after a fair amount of faffing about, got the new motor mount plate, firewall plate, however you want to put it, got that installed. Now I want to make it very clear right now that it's not properly glued in. I do have it CA'd in, however I am going to go around the edges, around the front and around the back with epoxy. I really want to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. I am also, if you remember at the start of this video, I showed around the back of the plate, there was, what would you call it, like angled wood there, butted up against it on the corners as a bit more, I guess you could say rigidity, I guess, or just making it a bit more secure. So I'm definitely going to do that as well. I'm going to make sure that this is as strong as possible, because I do intend on putting a DLE 30cc engine on this model in the future. So there are a few sections where there's a few little gaps. I was slightly miscalculated in cutting out, and probably sanded away a little bit too much of the sides. So I do definitely want to make sure that this is as strong as I can make it. Other than that, I'm going to leave it as it is. There are no holes, obviously, because I don't have the engine and I don't have a tank for it at the moment. So I'm just going to leave this blank, and I'll do the holes for the like for the engine mount and for the fuel hoses and etc. So that's later on. Hey, but yeah, I tell you, it's actually taken me probably the best part of about 2 days total to do this, to do it cleanly and as best I can. But yeah, other than that, I'm quite happy with it. So that's really going to be the end of this video for the moment. Not sure what I want to tackle next. I do want to go over the control surfaces, go over the pull system for the rudder, check the control rods and things like that. Just make sure there's no rust or anything, or anything has to be replaced. So yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you have any questions or you have any tips, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to get back to you. But until then, guys, enjoy your hobby and cheers.